Hi all, good evening and welcome to another session with me, Varun Rao on Tech Tablet. And in this session, let us understand what is deep learning and how do we work on it, what are some applications related to deep learning, because there's a lot of confusion in the market between deep learning and machine learning, between advanced machine learning and deep learning. So let us just understand what deep learning is and how we would be using this as an application in our day-to-day life. Well guys, this is me, Varun, your trainer or your mentor. I have been working with SAP and then I moved on into YouTube. I started, rapping. After that, I also have another YouTube channel with the name Hyderabadi Chora, which you should check out if you're interested in music. And currently, I'm working as a data science trainer, and I also work as a YouTuber. Or I don't know. I am very passionate towards being a YouTuber, and I work on languages that is R, Python, and TensorFlow in the field of data science. And I'm currently learning other languages like Tableau. I'm trying to understand deep learning, and I'm trying to get my hands dirty in different modules of data science. And if you want to follow me or if there's any questions that you have, you can always do that on my Instagram account, which is Hyderabadi_Chora. Now, talking about the agenda of this session, we would be understanding what is deep learning, how it works. We would be looking at some advantages and some disadvantages that we have associated with deep learning. We would be checking out some basic deep learning algorithms that we have in the field of data science and some very, very famous applications that you all should know about when we talk about deep learning, right? So now guys, when we talk about deep learning, it is basically a field of machine learning wherein your computer is trying to assess or wherein your computer is trying to understand what human does, and this is happening by learn by an example. So here there are some important points which I'm trying to underline for you so that you might want to note them down just in case. Now, talking about why this technology is gaining importance, it's a key technology behind driverless cars, which is enabling them to recognize a stop sign. Now, not talking about such hi-fi things, we also have some very basic things which we kind of see in our day-to-day lives, like the face recognition on your phone, or probably your hands-free speakers, your phone, or how your how one device controls another, probably Alexa, how you control other devices through Alexa. And this is the reason why data science is getting a lot of attention of late. It's able to do things which weren't possible earlier. Like, it's making the life much easier, much sophisticated for all those people who need it at the right point of time. Though there are a lot of disadvantages that are associated with it, but still, if you look at the positive side of it, there is a great deal of good that can be harnessed by a lot of people who actually require it. And also, in deep learning, a computer model learns to perform classification tasks directly from images, text, or sound. So it would be learning your classification methods from the images directly. You don't have to train it. You don't have to do all that steps which we do in machine learning. Then, deep learning models can achieve state-of-art accuracy, sometimes exceeding human level performance. Models are trained by using a large set of labeled data and neural network architectures. Guys, these words become very important. So what is the difference if classification is all what we are trying to achieve, then what is the difference between machine learning and deep learning? In deep learning, we would be trying to achieve that using the concepts of neural networks, which makes it more intriguing. Going forward to the next slide, when we talk about deep learning, how does it work? At a very basic level, deep learning is a machine learning technique, as we were talking about, but then here you have the concept of layers. So this is one layer, this is another layer, this is your input, and this is your output. So if you can see, you have 4 layers here, and you can also notice that observations can be, or observations might be, in the form of images, text, or sound, or anything. And what are we inspired from? Like, what is the inspiration behind all this? The inspiration of deep learning is the way that the human brain filters information. So here, all that you can understand is your system is trying to emulate you, your system is trying to copy you, or your system is trying to follow your brain. That is why this module is currently gaining pace, or is gaining a lot of attention in the market. Now, talking about some very famous deep learning algorithms. You have 5 or 6 of them. The first one being multi-layer perception neural network. The second one being back propagation. We would be looking at each of these in the videos to come. We would be having one video on each of these so that you understand how these algorithms work on a theoretical level. You have convolutional neural networks, you have recurrent neural networks, you have long short-term neural networks, and you have generative adversarial network. Now, these are some networks, or these are some deep learning algorithms that we generally use. Now, when you look at the general flow structure or how it works, here you can see you have supervised or you have your unsupervised data. All right, then you are also adding a new data set, after which you would be working on feature extraction or clustering or grouping. Then you would be applying your deep learning algorithm, after which your predictive model would be generated and you would be having your results. Now here we have this human brain to symbolify that deep learning is trying to copy your brain or our brain. So that is the notation there. So we'll go forward into the next part, and that would be the advantages and disadvantages. Very important, guys. Here let us understand some key advantages and disadvantages. Firstly, it is robust enough novel data. These are some very standard answers that we would try to answer in every interview. So skipping these, let's go into the actual part of it. It can be done for one thing, such as just face recognition, or for multiple things. Like it can be with a large number of weights, with a very small number. It can be linear or non-linear. So even when we talk about something which is very basic to something which is a bit complex or which is greatly complex, your deep learning model would be able to handle that. It will be much harder to determine where the flaw exists or where it is creating false positives. Then it is not affected by computation power. Hence, it can gain insights more quickly. Excuse me. So it can tackle problems that are traditionally tricky to solve. Then it has a very high dimensionality, which means that we can create more learning models by adding more layers, which means that the more number of layers we keep adding, the more information or the more accurate your model would be able to infer data, or you would be having a greater filtered, a greater layered data, right, guys? Or you would be having a greaterly layered output, because of which it would be going through a lot of algorithms, or it would not actually go through a lot of algorithms. The same algorithm would take it through a lot of layers, and then you would be having your answer filtered, or probably you would be having one answer which is more accurate than the others, right? Then talking about the disadvantages of machine learning, it is very hard to compare if it is a handcrafted method, or if it is it could be applied in real world application, or where can it be applied, and is it the only place where it could be applied, because every application could be used in a wide range of applications, or every deep learning algorithm can be applied into a wide range of applications, which is why validation and scaling, they vary widely. The second one is it is not 100% efficient, and it will have some difficult problems. Yes, we all know that there are great challenges, because if you have something which can give you a greater output, it need not be said that the challenges involved would also be on a higher side. It can be trained on very large amounts of data. That's true. It does not give us great deal of accurate data, because here when we look at it mostly works on approximating statistics. Then it tends to learn on its own, and it's also hard to see the evolution of system in time. You wouldn't be able to understand when it has learned and what it has learned, and after learning what it would give you can just train it on more models and make it more accurate and more better. That's all what you could do. Then it tends to be more costly, obviously, because of the greater computational value that we are adding on to it. It would be more costly. And then talking about some very famous applications, guys, these are some applications that you all should know before you enter into an application, or before you send your application for an interview. The first one is colorization of black and white images. The second one is adding sounds to silent movies. automatic machine translation, object classification in photographs, automatic handwriting generation, character text generation, wherein you would be writing a character, or you would be writing something and it would be converting it into a text, into a very neat text. You have image caption generation, wherein you would be giving an image and you would be giving a caption for it. Automatic game playing, this is something very famous. We also use deep learning models in simulation. Here you have adding sounds to silent movies, colorization of black and white images, and nowadays we also have colorization of black and white movies. All these older movies are now being converted into black and white using a lot of deep learning technology. So guys, all these things are some very basic that you should know. In the videos to come, we would also be talking in depth. We would also be talking in depth about some advanced machine learning algorithms, some basic machine learning algorithms, all the 5 or 6 deep learning algorithm variants that we've talked about, like the convolutional neural network, the recursive neural network. We would be talking about all of them, the back propagation. We would be talking about all of them. And then we would be also starting to see how to work on the coding of Python and our right from basics. So stay tuned. There is a lot that is yet to be shared and exchanged between us. This is me, Varun, signing off. Have a great day and all the very best for your interview. If this video has helped you, do hit the like button. It would definitely help us in making more videos and motivate us more. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.